All right, guys. First off, pleasure talking to you. Love the miniseries. I'm going to start off with Darren. You were there when sort of Ryan sort of cooked up the first inkling of the idea. What sort of intrigued you to hop on board as an actor and an executive producer on this one?
Well, when we were talking about it, I was glad that he ended up doing it. I mean, we talked about it one dinner, and he literally sold it the next day. So it
Wow.
all happened very quickly. I was very happy to be included at all. I think his offering me an EP credit was a very gracious act of goodwill, simply because we were there cooking it up at dinner. But I didn't make up the 1940s, nor did I make up Hollywood. So I can only take so much credit for something that was already a fascinating world on its own. Ryan did, the work as far as making a very fun narrative for us to watch. But I was honored to be part of that sort of initial creative process, and it was very, like I said, gracious of him to have me be involved in that scenario. But the rule number one is you don't say no to Ryan Murphy. So I was just happy to be working again, but certainly happy to be working with the Ryan Murphy family.
All right, cool. Laura, your character gets to do many, many, many fantastic things. But I want you to sort of take me there to those scenes where you're shooting the conversations with Hattie McDaniels. Was that special? To sort of tell me about that. Because of all the things you get to do, I thought that was really emotional.
That was incredible and very surreal. I mean, first of all, I got to act with Queen Latifah, which was just, a dream come true. I've been such a fan of hers since I was a kid. And it really held a lot of weight because, she's telling this story that was a pretty tragic story of Hattie McDaniel. She was this incredible actress that was completely marginalized because she was a Black woman at that time. So she wasn't even able to go into the Oscars ceremony where she ended up winning an Oscar, which is just so tragic. And I think, Queen Latifah is obviously an incredible actress and talent. And to be able to do those scenes with her, it just brought so much more weight to it because she's already somebody that I've looked up to in Hollywood the way that Camille would have looked up to Hattie McDaniel. So it sort of felt like mirroring of real life in a bit.
Cool. Samara, I mean, one of the things that's wonderful about the series is it sort of like subverts your expectations. You think things are going to go, one character is going to be one thing and they don't turn out to do that. Was it fun sort of towing that line with Claire? Because you think it's going to be one thing, but it's not. So was that fun or was it challenging playing that, sort of the red flags of where it's going to really go?
I mean, I think I really have to thank the writers because it was so much fun, and she was quite a complicated character, but the writers and Ryan and Ian did such an amazing job of weaving both her sort of spoiled, privileged life and having a heart of gold at the same time, and that it didn't seem fake. It was a very authentic, well-rounded character who brought a lot of comedy and a lot of heartbreak. So I was just happy to be a part of the fun ride.
Cool. Darren, do you think you'll be, I mean, given that you played Raymond and we see him a little bit of what he does as a director, do you think you ever be interested in directing?
I love directing. I mean, yeah, it's super fun. I mean, I've always been that guy for sure. Yeah. I think I've never asked or really gone for it. I've done it in small ways and other things. But yeah, I mean, it's a matter of like when, not if.
Okay.
But I wasn't about to direct anything on this show. That's for damn sure. I'll leave that to the real pros.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Laura, do you think, given what the series says about representation and what sort of the mirror that it puts on sort of what's happening in the industry today, do you think that if Meg was getting made today, you would have a shot at starring in it? A project like
that? Yeah, I just want to be invited. I don't know. I mean, I wish that Meg had been made in 1947, and this I think our landscape of Hollywood would be a lot different now. But that being said, it was really fun to just be able to shoot those scenes of Meg and to kind of speak with that mid-Atlantic accent and be a bit overly dramatic, and it's sort of in the style of those films at that time. It was super fun. So if they want to make a full movie, I will sign up for sure.
Cool. All right, my time's up. I would talk about Hollywood forever because the series is fantastic. But thank you so much for your time, and please stay healthy.
Yeah, you too, man. Good to see you. Cheers.